Hey guys, this is TechX, and before we get started, just wanted to give a quick shout out to my world for commenting and subscribing. Thank you for reaching out and letting me know what you guys think. Feel free to continue to give ideas, like reach out to me, let me know whatever you guys want to see, and because I'm here for you guys and I just want to document the videos and stuff and projects that I do. So, yeah, let me know what you guys want to see, and if you think anything, like whatever. Now onto the video. So you guys by now have probably seen the MJX Bugs 3 review. This is just the frame because my other one's attached to a bunch of gear and stuff right now, and that's basically in use. So yeah, so the MJX Bugs 6. This is a ready-to-fly beginner drone. So it says entry level racing drone. Bug 6, again by Drocon, same company. Alright, let's see if it's got anything special here. Brushless motors, independent ESC. It's single, it looks like one single ESC. Have to take a look at that though. 2.4 gigahertz, pretty standard. 12 minutes, high capacity battery, FPV camera. It says optional. So I'm assuming the ones that say optional are the ones that aren't included in the box. So yeah, I did already open this up. I did already look at it, and to hopefully give you guys a better idea of how it works over time, this is the quad right here. And to be honest, I love this thing. This is awesome. Almost, it's hard to compare between the MJX Bugs 3 and the Bugs 6 because this one is great for racing. This one here is great for, it's fast, it's big, it's a lot more steady, a lot more stable than this, but this one's just, I feel like it's a little bit more maneuverable. If I crash it, I feel better about crashing it because, honestly, I've crashed this thing so many times because I put an FPV camera on it. Not going to get too far ahead, but this is great for putting the Walkera G2D gimbal on it. Link in the description for that video for the review of that gimbal. But yeah, this is great. This is basically a great aerial bird, photography, videography bird. This is great for racing, and again, this is a racing quad. So in the box, you get a lot of stickers. You get your remote. You get this small battery, and the charger's kind of weird. Like it's pretty different from the MJX Bugs 6. The first MJX Bugs 3. It's different from the MJX Bugs 3. But this is the first MJX Bugs 3 that I got was very similar to this type of charger. So I don't know, like I've seen a lot of people with different box styles and everything for both quads. Like I don't really know, but for the MJX Bugs 6 I got this charger, and for the MJX Bugs 3 over in the corner there, I got this charger. They're both 2-cell 25C LiPo batteries. The only 7.4 volts. The only difference though is that the Bug 6 LiPo battery is 1300 milliamps, while the MJX Bugs 3 is 1800 milliamps. So getting into the functionality and everything of this quad. Oh, wait, you get two more things. You have a prop, your nut remover, and you get 4 extra props. So these also come with rubber gaskets, which go underneath of these nuts here, the wing nuts, or prop nuts. The way to get them off is just slide this over top, pinch, and turn this in the direction that the counterclockwise or clockwise manner. So they're actually pretty hard to get off. I think the only metal part on this are these aluminum. Yeah, are these aluminum nuts. There's 4 of them. There are reversed and properly threaded. Some have indents, some don't. So the B props have the non-indented, A props have the indented nut. So basically, these are really hard to get off, which is good, but it's good in some manners, but it's pretty challenging to get off. So we'll tighten that back up. The nice thing about this quad is that you can use the MJX Bugs 3 if you're like me and you have this one. If you have the MJX Bugs 3 already, you can use the batteries from the MJX Bugs 3 in the MJX Bugs 6. So it just slides in and it holds in pretty well. It's not really coming out at all. So you'd still plug this thing in and it works just as well as this. The only problem is this battery doesn't work with the MJX Bugs 3. So yeah, it's a little confusing. I hope I didn't confuse you guys too much there. Yes, so this charger, assuming they use for multiple different quads or whatever, because this has a 2-cell and 3-cell charger, USB, micro USB. So you can plug in micro USB over here. So any micro USB to USB cable should work for this. So, binding up the quad. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way here. Binding up the quad. So you see the 2 flashing lights in the back, the 2 solid lights in the front. What we're going to do, just like the MJX Bugs 3, but if you don't have one of those, you take the top button, top red button, the lock button. All of these are labeled too, that's pretty interesting. And push the switch in the center. Now the red lights are going to turn off in the back until I press the red button, which unlocks it. And now I can use the throttle to control it, and then just control it like a regular quad. You have your low and high rates here. You have flips, clearly labeled as well. Camera. Alright, well, so basically, as I was saying before, this has an optional FPV camera and optional LED display, optional monitor. It did not come with this one specifically, but it just mounts in. Right up front here. This camera, also have a link in the description, is about $35. I decided to replace it because it was just a higher quality camera and a little bit cheaper. So that does not come with it. That does not come with it. It's the Spotter V2 Micro FPV AIO all-in-one camera, 5.8 gigahertz. So that's something separate. Does not come with the quad. Okay, guys. So basically, when I'm going over the flight and everything of this drone, I'm not going to be doing anything with the camera. So I hope I didn't confuse it like with the FPV camera and monitor. If you do want to download a monitor mount, I do have something I created on Thingiverse. I'll have that in the description for mounting the monitor on here. It mounts right on to your transmitter. I'm going to have to push it down a little further, but not really going to be going over that too much. So basically, I'm just going to be going over the flight properties of the quad. If you guys want me to dig in more detail about the FPV system that I use, let me know in the comments. I'd be more than happy to put out another video explaining all of that. So, if you remember how to pair the quad, just plug in the battery in the back, and if you haven't already paired it, which is just holding in the red button and pushing up the switch, then you're going to want to do that. That'll make sure that this remembers this quad. Since I already have it, I'm just going to push this. Now that the red lights stop blinking in the back, then I know the white lights are on in the front, then I know the gyro stabler is good. Yeah, it's good. So now I can basically start flying. Okay, so one thing I found whenever I've been flying this quad is that anytime you have grass that's like above the bottom of the motor, or at least the props, it's gonna tend to give you a little bit of trouble. It's not gonna really take off. So you're gonna want to, if you have long grass, you're gonna want to take off on something like, you can see the stones I have there, something like that. Again, whatever works. I just have those stones. So to start, I'm just gonna press the red button. Props start spinning, and then just it's flying just like a regular quad. So this is in rate 1 right now. So yeah, it's pretty stable actually for a little quad. Again, I have like no wind right now. So this is with the trim, just me adjusting it slowly. So again, this does not have GPS or anything on it, but it stays pretty stable. So kicking into rate 2. A little bit faster. That's what I'd normally use for racing. Unless you're, of course, really beginning and you haven't ever flown fast at all, then that's something you're going to want to try too. You're probably going to want to stick to low rate 1 if you're a beginner, like really a beginner. So, seems pretty solid. It's pretty fast in rate 1. So this is rate 1 again. One thing I do notice is that when it turns a little bit, it tends to shake. I don't know if that's because if that's some sort of weird something with the electronics in there, or if that's something with just it being so light and flying through the air. And it's just the wind that messes it up. So I don't know exactly the throttle on this. Let's take a look. See if I can angle this up for you guys. Alright. So it's kind of slow on the throttle punch. Let's try rate 2. It's kind of slow going up. So I don't know. I don't know if that would have to do. I don't know if that has to do with batteries or what, but it seems to go up pretty slow on the throttle punch. Doing flips. So there's the manual flip button. Or sorry, that is the automatic, that's not manual. So that's just using the controller to flip. You can do multiple flips there. Oh man, gotta get more height. Got a bird here trying to attack me. So, and then a manual flip. Actually, manual flips seem pretty good. Let's see if we can get this in here. They're pretty good. You can tend to lose a lot of air. Alright, so doing the manual flips down low is kind of hard, especially in wind. You lose a fair amount of air, a fair amount of distance when you do the manual. Again, I haven't done this before on any other quad. This is my first racing quad, so again, I don't really know. So let's take take up a little bit. Alright, so now we have it up. Let's try to do this flips a little bit better. So the flips, again, we do lose quite a bit of air, but they're a lot of fun to do. So yeah, this guy's great for FPV flying. He really is. So I'm gonna try to get around, do a couple tricks, and okay, so final thoughts. It's a great quad. It is. It's definitely worth it. To get into if you're starting the hobby, it's really good. It's a really good quad. Handles nicely. There are a few things I just don't like. Again, how wobbly it is in the air. There's a couple things like it loses altitude. The throttle punch isn't very strong. But I mean, overall, for the price, it is a beginning quad. So you can hook it up with a bunch of cheap FPV camera and everything for just under $100, and you have yourself a nice racing set. So yeah, it's a good quad. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and tune in next time. Bye.